Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Scrotitis Plays Feed the Beast. How you guys doing today? We are hanging out by our storage, and we are just doing a little bit of organizing, trying to do some house cleaning here, guys. Things are sort of all over the place. I want to show off these abysmal blocks. I got a whole bunch of these guys out over in this direction. There's actually a spawner that I found out there. I don't know if I'm going to show you guys that or if I'm going to do something else with the mob spawner, but look for that in upcoming episodes. So real quick, if you guys aren't familiar, I want to show off this feature of the Iron Chest mod pack. And this is called a chest upgrade. All right, this is an iron chest right now, and you can see it is full to the gills. Yeah, I think... And what you do is you can upgrade your chest by just clicking on it. Boom! We've got a gold chest now instead of an iron, and we've got 3 rows more, and you can see the extra items that weren't in that chest yet in the hopper. They're coming in. So that's a really cool thing because in vanilla, if you want to change or move something, you have to bust the chest and take everything out and then build another chest and clear out your inventory and move it there and take it here and move it here. And it's a great big pain in the tuchus. All right, so anyway, here's just a review from last episode. Our recycler's still up and going. You can see the cobble flowing out of the barrels there. Yeah, that build is actually, it was really fun. It was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be, and we're going to actually have to leave this running a lot more than what I have been, just so we can get sort of clear out some cobble. We need to do some heavy mining, and then also we could see what kind of cool stuff we get. Not a whole lot other than this gold ore, so we're guaranteed 1 gold ingot so far from a bunch of garbage. Also, a force shard. I've gotten quite a few of these from different chests and things that I found. I know it's part of the Railcraft mod, but no clue what it is. Also, let's see. Here's a little bit of a update. I wanted to prevent the falls from the top levels from being damaging, so I've added this water drop here. I've used the abysmal blocks in this build, and then we put some lamps, and we got this little tunnel here. This is actually to secure our base a little bit from mobs, and it's actually working out really well. And what that does is it provides a little secret path, a water entrance, when we do fall into the water, so we don't have to just go up and down the boiler platform. So if we're over in the water that way, then we can get into our base. And what have we got here, guys? Well, that looks like a brand new platform. That's right, guys. This is what our episode's going to be working on today. This is going to be where we are going to start constructing some Railcraft tracks. We're doing a whole factory up here. It's going to automate the process, have it run through start to finish with pretty much 100% hands-free for the Railbeds, at least. But so we've stretched our walkway down, and I want to eventually, I think, take it down to the end of that mountain. But for the time being, we have it far enough down so that we had room for this platform. So let's get up there a little bit closer and take a better look at things. One of the things while I'm building these platforms and everything, I want to try to make them more accessible so there's not just one way to get around, or we have to walk all the way around this platform and all the way around that one. It's something that I don't want to do. So we're going to have more secrets, I think, around hidden stairways and doors and ladders and things of that nature. So that's something else I'm going to start working on too. But yeah, we need to connect this platform for power to head over to our track maker. It's the nearest power source that we're going to have. So I think we're going to try to connect that end piece. All right, so you can see here's the walkway here. I need to put the glass panels up still to complete the walkway, but here's our platform. It's a pretty nice sized one, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to run 2 parallel conveyors or assembly lines. There we go. And we're going to build them with the items we got in here. So let's see what we're going to need. for this episode. We've got some steel, which is going to be awesome. We need lots of wood, obviously, some redstone conduit. We're going to have our own energy cell on this platform, I think. Let's see, what else? We're going to need auto crafters. We got a carpenter we're going to be using. That's actually the original carpenter that we had. I want our wood to be broken down from the actual log form because we're getting tons of that over from our tree farm. We're also going to need, we're going to need a barrel or two. I think we'll just stick with one for the time being, okay? So there's our barrel. And that barrel is going to house the rest of the wood that we have. Kind of ironic, but we got that. Crafting bench. We're going to need redstone engines and comparators. I'm actually going to have to make a couple more comparators. Let me see. Rolling machine. We may need a couple more of those. Yeah, things are looking good here. And you know what? We actually need a couple chests. I'm going to implement the design that I used for the recycler for moving things down the assembly line from one auto crafting bench to the next. Since we don't have the Arctic gates, I believe those were part of Red Power, and in Unleash those aren't available. We're going to take advantage of what we do have available, which is hoppers and comparators. So those are going to kind of take replace what we did with the Arctic gates in prior versions of Feed the Beast. So another big thing we're going to have to figure out is how we're going to get that creosote oil down onto this platform. I've got a couple plans. I don't want to just run a big long pipe down from that platform and to this area. I'm thinking about running a train. But in order for us to have a train run, we're going to have to get some track built, which is why we're doing our platform. So we're in the middle of one of those catch-22s right now. We need the creosote oil. To get the creosote oil, I want to do a track. But in order to lay down a track, we need to build track. So, yeah. Let's get started. I need to put down where we want our barrel to be first. And in looking at it, I think we need it to be 3 high because I want to put a lever to sort of kick off the whole machine. I want to have just one lever as opposed to having to have multiple ones to power individual redstone engines. So we'll just have one, and what it will do is, we're going to need a little bit more room behind it, I think. Nope, that's not right. Let's see if we can get this barrel on top. There we go. Wow. Placing blocks, guys. 101 Minecraft. Check it out here on Scrotitis Plays. Anyway, we need to get our auto crafting or auto workbench, hoppers, and chest in place here. And the first one, or the barrel, is going to unload directly into... Nope, that's not the right spot. Dang these chests. The purpose of these are actually just as buffers or placeholders. They're not actually for storage. I just needed some sort of container block, and as we all know, chests are pretty cheap to make, just needing 8 wooden planks, and wood is at a cheap thing for me on the server right now. So I'm just sort of mocking everything out. You'll see we need these 2 auto craft bench or auto workbenches. Wow. They're going to pass just the wood down. This is just strictly for manufacturing and turning the wood into the rail beds. So we're going to turn logs into planks, and then we're going to turn planks into half slabs. I need to get a lever here, and we've got 1 piece of cobble. Lucky for us. All right. Let's get this in place, and then we'll have an on-off sort of thing going, which will be good. Obviously, if you have an assembly line, you need to be able to turn it on and off, and we're simply doing that by releasing that hopper that's connected to the barrel that has all the lumber in it. So, oops, we placed it that way. That's not going to do. We need it to face the front. Let me get a little jump action here. We should be able to get on top of that hopper with a 1 and a 2. And that's not right. 3, 4. 4's the magic number, right, guys? Everybody says 4th time's a charm. But anyway, there you go. Click the lever and you see all the lumber comes out. It's in the hopper. It's stuck in the hopper because we didn't set up our crafting or our auto workbench. So this is simply converting a log into planks. And then this one is going to be converting 3 planks into 6 wooden half slabs. All right. From here, we are going to then move the items into our carpenter, which is where we need to incorporate the creosote oil, which we've got some creosote oil bottles. We're going to go ahead and use those in this, in the beginning demonstration at least. Like I said, we need to figure out how we're going to get that main tank oil over here. But for the time being, we're just going to set it up like that, and it's going to be the same as those workbenches. So now let's go ahead and get the final auto workbench in place. All right, that's going to go there like so. And yeah, I think we're going to just need to filter that then into one final chest that we'll collect our items out of. Perfect. And I think we're actually going to use an iron chest for that final one, just to sort of distinguish that the wooden chest are in fact for just buffering the items. So let's go ahead and set up our carpenter now. We're going to put our creosote oil bottles in there. And we're, oh, wow, that's actually a good bit of oil. And you can see that puts 1 rail bed in the output box. So that's good to go. We've loaded it up, and it knows where to pass the additional items. So now we're just going to get some wooden transport pipes that's going to pass our items from the chest up and into the whatever the block is to the right. So that's going to be our workbench or our carpenter in this case. We then need to attach redstone engines to each one of those because obviously the wooden transport pipes can't pump anything themselves. And then what we need to have below that is a comparator that's going to say, okay, there's something in this chest. We need to get it out. But I'm looking at this and I'm thinking actually we can move it back 1 block. Yeah. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut here, guys. I'm going to move this whole line back 1 block because I brought it out too much, and we want to have some nice walkway space in the middle so we can sort of maneuver without being cramped. So I'm going to go take care of that, guys. Sit tight. I will meet you right back after this fade out. All right, we're back after the fade out, and we're over here at our biomass green energy plant. To show you, this thing is pumping away. As you can see, we have no power over here anymore. Reason for that is because we've got our power line set up, and I want to show it to you guys. We went ahead and we moved that whole assembly line back 1 full block. And we also went ahead and we ran our redstone conduit piping. You can see a little bit of it there, but we ran that down to this block into our storage. So that is coming down right here. And you can see right there, there's our redstone energy cell that's filling up as we are pumping. So, and also there's the finished wiring. Just need to connect this to our carpenter so we can start making those individual ties. I've been calling them railroad beds, guys. I went back and I watched the video. They're ties. I'm sorry. So there's that, and that's not going the right way. Why is that going into the... Oh, is it? Did I set it up in the workbench yet? I don't think I did. There we go. All right, let's test it out. We should be good. There's We're going to need just a couple of these half slabs so we can set up the system and it can buffer out on its own. But let's go ahead and fill this in. We are out of creosote oil. Perfect. That doesn't get very far, does it? All right, well, I guess what we're going to have to do is go ahead and get some buckets and get some creosote oil down here. That should accept, well, we're not going to make wooden posts, but once we get a couple more of those ties in there, we can set up the proper layout for our railroad ties. So, one quick note. We're only making the inner rails with this assembly line. The outer rails we're going to have to make ourselves with rolling machines. Bit of a flaw to the design, guys, I know, but there's a lot of variations. All right, guys, so we're up here at our creosote oil iron tank, and we've got over 1 million units of creosote oil. That is awesome. So let's go ahead and fill up, I don't know, however many buckets we have in our inventory. It's a good bit. And we're just going to manually deliver these down here for the time being, since that's what we got working. All right, so we're down here. And let's just go ahead and plunk all these in and see. This should give us a good bit. Oh, yeah, each bucket. I think the bucket fills up more than that bottle did, which is nice. So we're just going to plunk all these in there. We should have over half of that full. But as you can see, as quickly as we're putting it in, it's pumping out those ties. So there's another one in there. Get that out of there. Let's see. There we go. There's another one. Why are they going back that way? They need to go over here. That's something I'm going to have to look into. Not sure why they're going that way. But there's our wooden rail bed. That's what we're there. Say, that one's going the right way. Maybe it actually needs just a functioning design to go the proper way. We're going to let that go for a little bit and see. Hopefully we got the solution there, though. And no, it's going the wrong way. Maybe we can fill that slot in with something so that it blocks it from having those come back into it. I don't know. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. Oh, well, that might have been the problem right there. The design was gone. And there's our first wooden rail bed. So, all in all right, now if we leave that there without clicking it and making it work, we should be good. Let's see, one more. All right, maybe it is going to work. Maybe it's just because it produced that one and so there wasn't a design in there any longer. I don't know. Like I said, we'll have to watch that a little bit closer, but I'm going to call this side of the assembly line finished. Next is the stone side. And these are kind of used more for the more advanced tracks, these stone rail beds. Made sort of similar, except for the fact that it needs rebar instead of creosote oil. Rebar is made in a rolling machine, and if you take notice, steel ingots produce double what iron ingots do. So you get 4 with the iron ingots, and you get 8 with the steel. So we're going to have our blast furnace running on overtime. And actually, we may look into moving our blast furnace over here. All right, guys, so we took a kind of long cut there, but if you can look over there, there's quite a bit of construction done on that platform, isn't there? Well, there's reason that there's lots of construction done. It's because we finished both sides. Let's take... I love those pads. I don't know. I've sort of delayed on getting a jetpack just because I like the idea of using those aerial faith plates by getting around more. But here's our finished product, guys. Check it out. We've got the layout almost symmetric. We had to fudge a little bit on the stone side, but everything's going swimmingly. There's our first wooden rail bed there. And, oh, wow, those stone slabs are just pumping away, aren't they, because we don't have any rebar. Let's first walk you through what we did on this side, okay? So we've got a whole bunch of steel and iron ingots in here. And we've got our rolling the machine. Now, this needs to be set up manually. Since I have steel, I put steel in there. But if you want to switch it to iron, you can do so just as easily, and it'll take the iron out of the chest instead of the steel. I think that's kind of a cool feature to do. So I don't want to have two lines running, so I figured a little bit of manual work isn't going to kill anybody. So that's going to drop down then into the hopper below it, pass into the next hopper, and then bypass that workbench and come into the chest here. What we have then is a barrel full of smooth stone, and that hopper is going to be fed into the auto workbench, as you can see, and then that feeds down into the chest as well. So the one thing that I had to do wiring-wise is hook that barrel up to the same lever that our beginning chest is set up to. And I just did that with a simple redstone dust, invert it with a torch. That then gets passed down and into a torch that locks or unlocks the hopper that it's below. That it's below. So it's pretty simple wiring, actually, guys, but it gets the job done, and it's all sort of behind the scenes, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm actually really pleased with the way I worked out that section. I didn't think it was going to turn out that well. So, all right. Anyway, the stone tie then is made with the 3 half slabs and 1 rebar. So let's get some rebars made. There we go. They're going to start going through the system, and okay, those are going. And the rebar is building up in the hopper. Why is it building up in the hopper? Auto workbench. See, we only have 1. All of our rebars are built up in that hopper. Why is this not working? I'm pretty sure that I tested it and it was. I wonder if my wiring, if somehow the locking mechanism is locking that bottom hopper as well. I think that's what's going on, guys. That torch down below is locking both the hopper above it and the hopper in front of it. So that's going to be a problem. I'm going to have to do some rewiring. Bear with me here, guys. All right, we're back. It's nighttime. It took me a little while to figure it out, but I did figure it out, and as you can see, we are making the stone rail beds. We've actually got 4 of them made already. They actually went, once we got that glitch with the rebar, as you can see, fixed, it really just started pumping them out. All the hoppers are clear, and you can see we got 10 rebar in there, tons of stone half slabs, and they're just pumping out our rail beds, or our stone ties, which is making our rail beds. And like I said, for the symmetry, we had to fudge it just a little bit. We have 1 extra hopper, and then both sides have a rolling machine at the end that's connected to the power. Those rolling machines are for our side rails, or the what are they called? The iron, gold, they all have different rails on the side. So I couldn't automate that because there's reinforced. You can see there's gold, there's iron, there's a lot of different variations. So those pieces have to be done manually. But the actual rail beds in the middle, we've automated on both sides, and we'll be ready to produce mass quantities of rails now, so we can go ahead and do some of our projects that we had planned. Let me show you the redstone wiring real quick. We actually have a redstone wiring going into a repeater, and then a block that powers and unpowers just the one hopper and not the other. So it was actually a really easy fix. But yeah, that's it, guys. We're going to figure out where we want our track running next, but I'm pretty sure next episode we're going to do some things with some elevator track maybe, getting that creosote oil down here and unloaded into the back of that carpenter so that we can really start pumping out the track, because in the upcoming episodes, I want to get a track laid that heads out to that oil rig, and to do so, we're going to need those wooden rail beds. So, yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Our Railbed Track Factory platform. You know, I'm horrible with coming up with names for these things. Just check the episode title. By the time I get it uploaded, I'm sure I'll have a better title. But anyway, this has been Scrotitis Plays Feed the Beast, and I will see you guys all in the next episode.